and composure. Oh.
Alright, respect you guys. That is the Josh song.
I feel so much more confident with this 400k. Oh my god.
Alright, say when.
Alright, no.
You gotta revive 5. Wow.
Down, Kenjiang is down.
Alright, Grim Reaper.
Behind me?
That was the right.
Alright, I gotta make it up, man.
I didn't even get a chance. I was fucking caught by these pestilence.
Man, why the fuck can you not straight my check?
After I was shot by pestilence.
You guys got them all on you guys. There's 5 of them on you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Jumping.
I got him. Got him down. I got you up.
Down. Get it. Get him up.
I got him dead.
That's one.
Where they at right now?
Grim Reaper's on the right. Kane's
In the alley. I'm gonna push up the truck. Alright, pushing up on Grim.
Keep pushing him. Don't let him. Don't let him. Don't let him. There you go. Get down. Yeah.
Hey, you know, it'd be nice to get help down here, guys. Just saying. Little help. Little bit.
Throwing on medkit. Dropping secret mine.
Watch it, hide it down. Alright, Snow Grim, whatever the fuck his name is down.
Alright, drop my heal.
Push up.
Grind the corner.
Gotta push up on the right. Careful.
Fall back. Hawkeye is on the left. We'll push up on Hawkeye and rock his world.
Got him down.
Get him down.
Nice try, buddies.
Wow, that damage.
Got him down.
That marks me.
Coming around to your right. Nope.
Good night.
Reloading.
You got me.
How does dude keep getting back up like that?
Come on, reload.
Hey YouTube family, it's Be Righteous back again from Identity with yet another build video. This one is kind of a continuation to the Reclaimer 2.0 build I posted last week. It is both the wildcard and counter I spoke of as being the best to run alongside the healers. I am confident that many of you have never seen a build that carries with it the advantages it has to offer. I have to say that this is my most ambitious project to date and my favorite build in its category. So pay close attention because you will not be disappointed. If it's your first time here on my channel and you're interested in builds from DPS all the way to skill, which encompass both PvP and PvE, then please drop a like and hit that subscribe button. The Infiltrator has an ambidextrous playstyle, meaning that naturally you're effective on either side of the coin, defense and offense. Both are equally useful but serve slightly different purposes. The purpose of this build is to penetrate the defenses of the opposing team while retaining the strength and ability to cripple your opponent before the fight even begins. This is an asset that any team would love to possess. If you've been following my previous videos, then you would know about the Disruptor build I made. I like that build, but it forces you to play from a distance which limits your capabilities during a fight. This one is definitely a level up because, as I stated before, the actual Disrupt skill, when set off, does nothing to hinder your opponent in any way. So therefore it's beneficial for you to stay back and fight from range. Needless to say, that is not the case here. After using the Disrupt skill, 5 occurrences are set in motion, psychological warfare being amongst them, which may be the most important of them all. So let's see how this build works because I've been eager to show you for a while. Okay, so here we go. The build is a little similar to the healer build that I posted last week, but not as much because they serve totally two different purposes. This build is for the wild card that's best to run on defense and offense. So instead of using the survivalist, we're going to be going with the technician specialization because the technician has the Faraday field and has the laser attachment so that everybody can benefit from not getting disrupted and doing extra damage with your weapons. So this is a very important role in the group. The weapons. The Pyromaniac is really hard to not use this weapon, especially on a high weapon damage build, because every second kill you set someone on fire and then you do, with perfectly ignited, 40% extra damage while they're burning. And that's after every second kill. I mean, how can you beat that? And if you get a high rolled one, like I got 20.5 damage, then you're sitting pretty because I think it maxed out at like 21,000. Secondary, I run a chatterbox specifically for the rate of fire after you get a kill and reload, because I'm going to be using the Pyromaniac majority of the time. And you'll see why I'm using the Pyromaniac. I mean, I really like a few weapons to go with this build. Honestly, you can use a lot. I really like the Carbine 7, but I just need one that has Allegro and Optimist. Honestly, since I have 4, yeah, that would be perfect for me. Allegro, Optimist, Protected Reload. The only reason I'm not using this now is because this was for my original Disruptor build where you have to stay at a distance and play more calculated. But for this build, it's way different than the other one. You're in the thick of it, so you need something like Optimist. Pistol talent, I'm using Recharged. Now, when I'm playing solo on this, I use a chem launcher. When I'm playing in a group, I use the healing hive to help my team. So, it just depends on how I'm feeling, honestly. I would sometimes use the chem launcher when I'm with a group, but I think it's a little bit more beneficial when you're with a group because it has that radius that covers everybody. Now, Recharge is really good because for both the chem launcher and the Restore hive, it prolongs the effectiveness of it when they're on the ground. So I think that for heals, Recharge is the best talent to use. For the build, now this build I am so proud of. I mean, this is one of those builds where you can't substitute anything. It has to be exactly this in order to be this effective, and you'll see why in a minute. For the mask, it's a Night Watcher, of course, with skill, power, and health. My clanmate Q gave me this, appreciate it. I wrote 504 skill power on it. So if you get, I mean, I think health is really good to have, especially when your armor gets depleted, because I don't like particularly having really low health because I want to survive a little bit after my armor goes down. But if you want to swap this out for hazard protection, you can. I have one with hazard protection that I'm going to do like a high hazard protection one, but I'll just be sacrificing health. And with the 20% weapon damage you do with pulse, is perfect. I've been searching for a Gila chest piece better than this for so long. I don't know why it's so hard to come by, but this is still good. It's just that imagine if I had one with like 40k armor on it. I have a 25% total armor roll, so you can get this build way more tanky, and it's suggested to be more tanky. Usually if you see my builds, they're around a 300 to 380k armor, and this one's above 400k, and I can get it higher. I just need a better chest piece, and that's because I'm running it with Unstoppable Force, which is the build you want to run with this. Now, Unstoppable Force was on a Reclaimer 2.0 build as well, but you utilize it better in this build, and I'll tell you why when I get to the skills. So I have 15% weapon damage on it and some total armor rolls. You don't need skill power because the Great Technician specialization gives you that fat 50% that just boosts you up. So it's a lot easier to hit 3k, but you want to be as tanky as possible and make sure you reach 3000 skill power. And I have Alp Summit holster, mainly for the skill haste. 20% skill haste, 795 skill power, and devastating to increase your weapon damage. Now, as I said before, it's good to get to 3000 skill power without sacrificing any of your mods, right? Because you want to add reload speed. Reload speed is a little bit slow on a lot of these weapons, so I have about 15% reload speed because I have like 6% here, and then I have like a 4.5% somewhere else, and then like a 3 point. So if you can have reload speed, then you'll be golden. I suggest reload speed for all of them because you don't need to buff anything else. You're not doing any type of status effect that requires it to be longer, you know. The backpack. This is funny. I got this backpack 2 minutes into a mission when I started to farm for it, and I'm very satisfied for it, you know. By the way that you reach this 400k armor is by not putting any skill power on your backpack nor your chest piece. because you can get it everywhere else, and technician specialization will help you out with the skill power. So for the backpack, I have safeguard, hardened, and 2 armor rolls, and I'll explain to you why it's very important to have safeguard on this build. Like I said, I had safeguard on the Reclaimer 2.0 build, but it performs a lot more efficient in this. Gloves, I got a pair of fingers for the AR damage, and I have 13% assault rifle damage with Wicked. Now Wicked is a jack of all trades talent that gives you damage when anybody has any type of status effect. So I suggest this over a lot of talents when you're doing like hybrids and builds where you tend to do a lot of status effects. It's just good to have that default damage, you know, and especially when you proc ignited with a pyromaniac, you're doing that 40% weapon damage plus the 15% from the Wicked. And if somebody in your team, which they are, if you're running it with the Reclaimer set survivalist, they're going to give you another 10% weapon damage when you apply status effect. So the damage potential with just these 2 pieces is ridiculous. And I have another pair of Wicked gloves that have 9% AR damage. I'll be losing a little bit of weapon damage, but I can roll this fat 30% hazard protection on my gloves to go with the alternate version that I said that I was going to do earlier with my Gila mask, and plus the 20% you get from running a 2-piece Gila. Oh yeah, and you know, the reason why I said you have to have everything the way that it is because safeguard requires 4 reds or less. Wicked requires 4 reds or more. So you have to be at that 4 or else it won't work. Knee pads, oh my goodness, these Sawyer knee pads have to be, I don't know if it's my favorite exotic because I love BTSU a lot. I love Eagle Bear. I love all the exotics that they have, but this is really high up there because what you can do with this makes it so worthwhile to use these. Because you know, usually when you use a jammer pulse, it doesn't do anything. They be like, man, what are you doing? Come on, man. You hit me with a jammer, I'm running up in your face. What you gonna do? You know. But there's a reason why I'm using this. All right, and you're about to see right now. The jammer pulse. Okay, first of all, the jammer pulse gives you a 90-second cooldown by default. So if you don't have skill haste, which is why I have Alp Summit, you're going to be sitting pretty high on the cooldown. So you want to make sure this is 30 seconds or less. I can get it down to 25 seconds, but 28 is a sweet spot for me. It's real good for what I'm trying to do. You know, the EMP effect is 5 seconds, the radius is 46%, and the skill haste is 192, almost max. So because the Sawyer's knee pads, right? So because they give you 80% jammer pulse charge speed, all you need to do is put radius and skill haste, and then when you use a pulse, the radius is going to encompass that whole space in 1 second. And let me tell you why it works so well with this build. Okay, unstoppable force, right? Whenever you get a kill, you gain 1% weapon damage for every 20,000 max armor you have. Now I have 400,000 armor, and somebody told me in my clan, and a few other people told me that there's a cap on this, and that's 15%. I haven't really noticed that. If it is a cap, then 15% is still good. That's like the weapon damage you get on any specialization, so you're just getting a flat 15% right away, you know. And then safeguard, killing a target grants 150% bonus to repairing and healing effects for 5 seconds, and this can occur every 20 seconds. This is good because my jammer pulse has a 28-second cooldown, and this is less than that. So every time I use my jammer pulse, this is most likely going to be active if I haven't got a kill already. So when you use a pulse, when you disrupt, you destroy. That's what the Sawyer's knee pads do. It allows the disruptor to destroy hostile skill proxies. So just imagine this, right? This game is 50% skill based. No matter what you do, you cannot go on the battlefield without running a skill. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether you're trying to proc Spark, whether you're trying to actually use that against somebody with your hive, whether you're actually trying to heal your team. So the reason I call this the Infiltrator is because you just penetrate whatever anybody's doing and become a force that just disrupts the whole system of what they're trying to accomplish. And let's say you're in a 1v1 situation. You have the Chem Launcher heal, okay? The Chem Launcher heal, somebody sends their drone, or they have their Mender Mine, which is the best heal, or they have whatever, and they try and rush you and engage. You use your disrupt, destroy their skills completely right away. You get a damage buff. You get 150% healing buff before the fight even starts. And then there's that psychological warfare in effect that lets them know that, man, I don't have any skills. You know, it's like it's hitting them from all angles and just giving you a buff. So once you disrupt, you're tanky enough to fight him head on, and you could drop your heal with 150% bonus to healing and repair while face tanking or strafing, and you have recharge, so your chem launcher's on the floor for 25% more. Now just imagine you have ignited proc with that as well. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, when you disrupt somebody who doesn't have 100% hazard protection, you proc wicked as well. So that damage applies too. Now, even if you have 100% hazard protection, that hazard protection don't help your skills, buddy. So those skills are going to be gone. So I'm sure you see why I love this build so much. It's like if you play it right, you can become a force to be reckoned with. And you have damage, you have skill power, you have survivability, you have everything. It's like the jack of all trades in this build. That's why it's my favorite build in this category. Like I said, I use the chem launcher, heal, or the restore hive. It just depends on the situation, whatever you want to do. And I have 290+ heal mods on here, and yeah. That is the build, y'all. I absolutely love this build, and I suggest that you farm for this. Now that, you know, I see a lot of healer builds popping up on YouTube. There has been a lot of healer builds and a lot of self-sustaining healer builds for your whole squad. I mean, I put up one and you see how powerful it is, but I did say I was going to provide a counter and the best way to run it as the wild card, and here it is. So just check it out, enjoy, like, and let me know what you think about it down in the comments. For real, I really want to know what you guys think about this concept, even if you haven't built it yet. Oh, one more thing. I just want to say that I love all my subscribers and my viewers. I appreciate all of you for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers. I would have never expected to reach 3,000 this fast, so I just appreciate all of you. And for a game that people are saying is dead, you know, a lot of people are tuning in to these build videos, and I hope you enjoy. I'm going to keep bringing you good content, and I'll see you in the next build video. Be right out.
They got turrets at the door. Wait, where you at?
I'm trying to get back to you guys. There's 3 of them are down.
He shoots me in the back and
nice
then
nade.
says easy on, like,
Yeah, babe, they did.
how much little skill. I know, but still.
Any names? Top it off.
See the firefly?
Yep.
Too bad, so sad. Too bad, so sad, baby.